Welcome to the Valley of Grace podcast, helping women reclaim their power, soul, and identity so they will know they are enough. And I am Katina Horton, the Love and Freedom Toxic Relationship Recovery Coach. And we have a guest here today, and his name is Pavel. And we're just going to start right up with him telling the audience his life story. Welcome to the show, Pavel.
Oh, thank you so much, Katina, for the invitation. It's great honor for me to talk with you and record this podcast. Yeah, you're right. My name is Pavel Verbnyak, and now I'm in Moscow, Russia. And it's probably you've heard that it's a little bit challenging situation in this part of the world, in the world. But I'm also helping people, inspire them to set and achieve goals and unlock their full potential. Probably about the same what you do, Katina, a little bit. So helping, inspiring, and showing the new ways to live more happier, more abundant lives. So I'm a speaker, trainer, and coach, working with the youth, working with the corporation and the entrepreneurs.
Wow. So how did you get like your background story of how you ended up there?
Back in 2006, um, in small city in northwestern part of Russia, close to Finland and St. Petersburg. I was born
Okay.
there
Wow.
back in 1987. But in 2006, I started to ask myself a question: what's the difference between productive and successful people in different areas of life from others? How do they think? How do they act? I wanted to achieve something bigger in my life than my parents, than my
Okay.
relatives, than my friends, because we had like poor life. We didn't have sometimes money to travel and to do some things, and I wanted uh, to expand this, to help my parents, to help myself, and to do something. And I started to read and learn biographies, autobiographies of different people,
Right.
sportsmen, social activists, scientists, entrepreneurs. And I found that success is predictable, is not an accident. And if you follow the route, if you follow their steps, and we can start to change our mindset and change our decisions and actions, we can change our lives. So I believe we are responsible for everything in our lives. In Yeah, there are absolutely a lot of challenging situations and weather and traffics and conflicts and politics, but we can change what we think about that. So when we change our thoughts, we can change our decisions, and when we change our actions and results. So there are a lot of universal laws, Katina, and one of the important laws is the law of cause and effect. So our thoughts are causes, and circumstances and situations in life most of the time are effects. So when we change our thoughts, when we change our vibrations, we can change our lives. So it's very important to find exactly, to decide exactly what you want in life, and follow this path. So decide exactly what you want, take 100% responsibility for your life, and develop yourself. So constant and never-ending improvement taken with actions. That's probably the one of the most important combination for achieving your full potential, for achieving your dreams and goals. Because when you
Wow.
have goals and dreams, you have all resources you need
Yes.
to achieve that goals, and people and circumstances and everything, books and this kind of podcast that you have, Katina, inspirational leaders as you are. So we attract circumstances, people, books, information that are in harmony with our thoughts and our goals.
Got you. So what would you say when you look back at when you first began coaching and doing the different things that you do, how would you say that you saw that impact in your own life, and then how would you say that it impacted your family by you
Yeah.
taking that star? You know what I'm saying? With changing your mindset and changing your life and having
Yes.
different ideas and continuous improvement. How did you see that in your home life?
Thank you, Katina. Yeah, I found that there are some beliefs that can help us in life and can hold us back. And I found that I've got a lot of limiting beliefs and fears that stopped me to do something in life. So, for example, money is not good and wealthy people are um, bad. For example, Katina, because I lived in that kind of society that we shouldn't we didn't talk about entrepreneurship and investments and money at all. So I decided, oh, I want to change that belief system, and I found like affirmations tools and like emotional freedom techniques, some psychological tools, and I started to work on myself. I didn't know that there's a career called coach or speaker or trainer. I didn't know about that,
Okay.
but I really was, and I'm still very obsessed, very uh, with this subject, psychology of success. I started
Okay.
to read books like Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, W. Clement Stone, Brian Tracy, and so on. And my mindset started to change. But for 3 or 4 years, Katina, I didn't see any results. I thought, oh, probably it doesn't work for me. Oh, it
Okay.
doesn't work in my town. It doesn't work in Russia. But when I started to follow these laws, these ideas, I just started to plant my like the seeds in my head,
Right.
and the seeds started to grow. We didn't see any difference. We didn't see any results as like Chinese bamboo. For 4 years, we don't see any results, but root system is growing. But and on fifth year, you see the results. Wow, it's working for me. And I started to see the improvement in my financial life, in my personal life, in relationships, in my inner peace. And I, wow, and it was very inspirational, Katina. I started to see, wow, it works for me. It works with other people. Just I shared these ideas with my friends and relatives, and I said, wow, I want to do that. I want to be a provider for other people with this information. I want to learn from the best, but
Right.
I didn't find their information. I didn't find like courses. I didn't have money to buy some seminars and coaching. But I said, oh, I sometimes I want to do that. I want to become like Jim Rohn. I want to become like
Yes.
Brian Joyce and Jack
Yes.
Canfield. And I found the program called Train the Trainer with Jack Canfield.
Okay.
But it was around $20,000, Katina. I didn't
For the
have that kind of
program.
money.
Yes.
I
Right.
didn't have that. But in 2011, I moved to Moscow. It's the capital of Russia. It's
Okay.
the biggest city. And I started to work as an employee, and I started to accumulate some amount of money. And in a
Okay.
couple of years, I found this information about the program again. And I said, oh, I'm ready. I want to apply.
You
And
were
I
ready.
yeah, and I applied for this program, and I paid this amount of money, and I became a certified trainer with Jack Canfield back in 2014,
Okay.
and he became my friend and partner and a mentor. Jack Canfield, who is co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul series books and the
Oh,
Secret,
yes, I'm familiar with those books.
yeah,
Right.
and the Secret movie and the Success Principles books and so on. And he's great. He impacted on my life, like Brian Tracy and
Mm.
Jack Canfield. And I started to follow the best.
Right. Right.
I became a team member, crew member with
Hmm.
Tony Robbins. I went to the United States again, but in 2017, and
Okay.
I started to work like a team member with Tony Robbins. I was simultaneous
Wow, you were a team member, huh?
interpreter in Newark,
Oh,
and
that's exciting.
yeah, and in Florida. So Jack, Tony, Brian, Zig Ziglar back in 2000s. years. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
and my mind started to change, and my self-confidence started to grow. So you should, Katina, I know there's a lot of people listening to us who probably have challenging situation with their finances and money and relationships, and toxic relationships, as you are expert on that. So I want to inspire a little bit, Katina. We all have some challenges. We all have uh, some difficult situations, difficult
Right.
periods of life. But when you decide exactly that you are worthy, you are for some reason here on this planet, on this in this body. So
Amen.
follow your dreams.
Right.
Decide exactly what you want. Ask for help. Ask. It's a very important principle of success. So ask for
Hmm.
what you want. Ask for help.
Yes.
As we became friends, Katina, I just found you on LinkedIn, your profile, and I
Hmm.
sent a message, Katina, that would be great to talk.
Right.
And now we have this conversation, Katina. I'm in
Right.
Moscow, you are in the United States. So
Exactly.
yes, ask for help, ask for recommendations, ask to become your mentor, ask to become your client, ask to
Exactly.
become your life partner. It doesn't matter if he or she say no, I don't want to help. No, I am
Hmm.
not. Say next, and someone is looking for this kind of invitation
Oh my
that
word.
you have.
Yes.
So it's very
Somebody looks.
important to
Yes.
ask for the universe, ask for God. Help me, please. Follow. I want to be a resource for the good,
Amen.
and that's how it works, Katina. And that's why I became a speaker and trainer, recognized in Russian speaking market and getting recognized in the world, international as well. So, but everything starts here in my mind. It started
It's
here,
true.
Katina. I just said, oh, if it works, I want to visualize. I want to visualize that I am successful. I am a world
Right.
recognized leader,
Hmm.
and everything started to change. So
Right.
stuff like radio, TV started to invite me. Publishers wanted to publish my book. Corporations, summits, conferences invited me and invite me to become a keynote speaker or trainer. So everything starts here, step by step. Is small steps make a difference.
Yes. And I just had one quick question before we get into talking about the relationships
Yeah,
aspect. Wouldn't you say a lot of times people want to give up because of the fact that they don't see results right away?
yeah, I would say, Katina. And unfortunately, uh, a lot of people doesn't make first steps because in their head, in their mindset, they say, no, he is so important. No, he's so
Hmm.
busy, or she is so beautiful. She have someone, and in their head, or I'm old and I'm old, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not entrepreneur mindset person, or something like that, and they don't make a first steps. You're right. There are a lot of limiting beliefs and fears we all have. So
Right.
fear of success, fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of new, fear of uh, expanding your comfort zone, and so on. But when you step by step, when you take some actions, you will see the results. You're right. It's not like 1 second change. It could
Right.
take times. Like
Hmm.
it's not overnight success. If you follow the biographies of Olympic champions or
Hmm.
politicians or scientists, uh, a lot of people say, "Oh, he is lucky or she is lucky."
Right.
She
That's
she
exactly
became
what they say.
yeah she became overnight success, but that overnight took like 5, 10, 15 years of
Exactly.
hard work, of
They don't think,
difficult.
they don't realize that, do they? They think
Yeah,
overnight, but you right, 5, 10,
yeah,
15, some of them 20 years, but people don't see the
absolutely.
background work, so they assume overnight.
Yeah, yes, Katina. And success leaves clues. So
Right.
if you follow, you can learn from successful people, and you can learn from their failures as well.
That's true.
So yeah, life is so interesting, and the universe is neutral. If you want to become successful, the universe say, yeah, absolutely, you can do that. If you
Okay.
say no, no, I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I'm
Right.
in Africa or in Russia, and the universe say, yes, you're right, you cannot be successful. So just yeah,
It's
like
all in here,
change your
right?
Yes, everything starts here.
Right.
Change your mindset and everything
Yes.
start to change.
Amen. That is so true. So, what would you say if you think about a toxic relationship? What would be your definition of a toxic relationship? And then, how do you see that play out when you conduct your business?
Thank you for your question, Katina. It's very deep and very nice one. I would say that we are here to be happy. As
Hmm.
Aristotle said, the reason for our life is to be happy.
Hmm.
We are happy when we grow, and we are valuable to other people.
Right.
So if you're not valuable as a partner in your relationships, if you don't become better every single day, probably you should change something, or you should change your partner, or you should change your actions, or you should change your thoughts, or something like that. So toxic relationships make us become like miserable. If you don't grow, if you're unhappy for a long time, probably you are in the wrong place or with the wrong person. It's okay. You shouldn't be fearful about, oh, I want uh, to become a partner with this person for a lifelong like time. It's okay if you change something. If okay if you change your goal. It's okay if you change your business or
Right.
decisions, or it's okay. It's a learning experience. You become better, you become more experienced, you become uh, more wisdom. You will have more wisdom. So it's great, but be grateful for that person, be grateful for
Hmm.
that lessons.
Right.
Yeah, that's the reason. Don't criticize, don't blame others. Be responsible. If you decided to go in these relationships 5 years ago, or a
Right.
year ago, or 10
Hmm.
years ago, that was probably the only one right decision you could make.
That is
but
so
but
true, isn't
now,
it?
yeah, but now it's different time, different month, different year.
Right.
If it's okay, you should communicate and say, Lisa or Michael, let's
Hmm.
discuss. Probably we are not happy together anymore.
Right.
What would you like to change something? And discuss that. Ask some questions. What can we do more? What can we do less? What can we start doing? What can we
Right.
stop doing? And it's okay if you say, and your partner say, yeah, you are right, thank you very much for that conversation. Probably we should stop that, and we should go and find something else. Yeah,
Hmm.
that would be great. If you see that other person, um like not for you, just change it.
Right. Instead of staying in it and both people are
Yeah,
miserable, both people have their own trauma that they're trying to
yeah.
heal from, and you're just like cutting each other's spirits up. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, Katina, and I believe that number one goal for us should be peace of mind.
Hmm.
If you're
There
not
you
if you're
go.
not happy, if you're not
Amen.
happy, you cannot make anyone happy. If
That
you're
is so
not
true.
if you're not successful, you can, yeah, just change something. Start from yourself.
Right. Because a lot of times when we're in a toxic relationship, we keep looking at the other person. However, we are the common denominator in each relationship. Is this, we're the one person that's still the same. And
Yeah.
so we got to realize what is it that's going on with me that makes me want to keep continuing to be in relationship with people who are like this, who are not treating me,
Yes.
the way that, according to my value and worth, so to speak. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, Katina. And as I mentioned before, I'm an expert on psychology of success,
Hmm.
and constant and never-ending improvement. That's the probably the key that can change your life completely.
Right.
That's start. Everything starts with decisions. So I mentioned before some universal laws, like the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the
Right.
law of cause and effect, the law of beliefs. But everything starts with your mindset. So feed your mind with positive people, surround
Hmm.
yourself with supporting people that
Right.
that make you stronger, that make you better.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the quote that if you are the smartest and the best person in the room, you are in the wrong room.
I've
So
heard that quote too. Yes.
yeah, and I know you love to read, you love to develop yourself as a person and
Right.
profession. And that's the key of all successful people. They love to read, they love to learn, they love to challenge themselves.
Yep, that's true.
And you should challenge yourself. The universal law is the law of growth. So everything, when we live, when we grow, we live. when
Right.
we when we don't grow, we die. So decide you want to grow, not as your body grow, but your mindset, your spirit,
Mindset and
your
spirit.
spirit, your
Yes, yes,
emotions.
yes, yes. Right. Because once we grow our with our emotions, we learn how to self-regulate. We learn how to understand our emotions better. You
Yeah,
know, we learn how to self-regulate those emotions. We become more self-aware of who we are as a person, and then in turn, we
right.
can notice things in other people, and we can know how to respond better.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we are responsible. That's the most um often um characteristic of productive and successful people.
Mhm.
They don't criticize, they don't blame, they're
Right.
responsible for their thoughts, because thoughts are the reasons, and after thoughts it's emotions and actions
Mhm.
and decisions and results. So yeah, that's and believe in the universe, that universe wants you to become successful and happy and wealthy and healthy, and you can have this all. You are here for the reason. You are a valuable person. Nobody was
Yes.
like you, and nobody going to be like you. Billions of people on this planet,
That is
and
so
you are
true.
here, the unique person. You are
Right.
here to be happy. You are here for these experiences. You are here for this growth.
Yes, and you're right as far as what we're here, and we're only going to be able to get that fulfillment when we are walking in our purpose and not walking around thinking that somebody else is going to fulfill us.
Yes,
You know what I mean? We've
yes,
got to be able to get it from inside. So I
yeah.
wanted to ask you one other quick question before we go into some of the rapid fire questions. And that
Okay.
question is, why do you think, well, actually, I want to say why. What do you think the role of boundaries play in your business and the
Um,
business relationships, I would say?
yeah, Katina, could you please repeat your question? Maybe some other words.
Sure.
Yeah.
What role do you think the boundaries play when it comes to your business? Like, if you don't have boundaries, how will that affect your business relationships?
Oh, I see. Yeah, thank
See what
you.
I'm saying?
I think so. I think so, Katina.
Like, where
Yeah,
you're just allowing people to walk over
yeah,
you as a doormat. If you allow that kind of behavior, what do you think happens in that situation when it comes
yeah.
to
Th
business?
thank you, Katina. I'm I'm positive and kind person, and some people's thoughts, oh, Pavel is kind, he's weak.
Yep.
We can take an advantage of him and do
Right.
something with him, and but it's not like this, Katina. Strong and powerful people, most of them I know, they're strong, and if they kind, if they're positive, it's not necessary they're weak. No, most of the time they're strong.
That's
But
true.
sometimes, Katina, when I saw that in the past, that someone wanted to take advantage of me and do something with me, or because of my kindness, I said no, no, and I said it correctly. I said it strong, and on other side thought, oh, I didn't know that Pavel can do that. But you should do that. You should value yourself as a
Right.
person. And if you can help, you can do that, but not because you fear something, or you fear of criticism, or it's not should be like this. You said I can say no. I don't have time. No, I don't want to. It's
Right.
okay. It's okay. You have your own priorities. I have
Right.
own hobbies. I have my family, my business, my
Right.
clients, and it's okay. You shouldn't be liked by everyone. If you have goals, if you have priorities in my business, for example, as you mentioned, as you asked before, it's very important to have these kind of boundaries and say
Right.
yes to your priorities and know that holding you back from your goals.
That's oh my word, that was some good stuff right there. Because, like you said, otherwise we can get caught up listening to what everybody else want us to do, what they want us to do, and
Right,
that might not necessarily be in alignment with our purpose. And so then we
right,
end up wasting a lot of time that we don't have because time is precious, right?
right,
We end up enduring a lot of relationships that are not bringing out the best in us. You see what I'm
right.
saying? Hmm.
Yes,
Yes, and I've heard people say that one of the main ways that you know whether a person is toxic or not is you telling them no, that you can't do something and seeing how they respond.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Right. If they're
Yeah,
going to respect your no, or if they're going to, get
absolutely.
nasty, aggressive,
Absolutely,
belligerent,
Katina.
etc.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and you know, a lot of successful people, they have their followers and they have someone who criticize them. So
True.
it's okay if you want
Right.
to create something, like create a masterpiece from your life. Just do what you can do. Don't listen some people who say, "Oh, you should do that. You shouldn't do that.
Right.
Stay here. Don't dream big." And so on. It's their lives. It's not your lives. You should,
That is
if
true.
you have goals, if you have dreams, follow your dreams and goals.
Exactly, because your life is your life and their life is their life.
Yes.
And God might have told them to do something, one thing, and he might be telling you to do another. So when we try to pattern our lives after what other people are doing, it doesn't work out so well for us because we are not following our specific journey. You know what I'm saying? Each of our
Yeah,
journeys are specialized with our names
absolutely.
on it, you know,
Yes.
and no two people have the same exact journey. Even if you've had 5 or 6 things in common, everything that has gone on in your life is not the exact replica of somebody else's. It's just like with fingerprints. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm. So I just got a few quick
absolutely.
questions.
Absolutely.
Yes, isn't that the truth, right? Just a few quick
Uh-huh.
questions and we'll wrap up. What's your favorite kitchen gadget?
What is that, Gad?
Your favorite kitchen gadget. What do you like to use in the kitchen?
Oh, oh, um, I would say spoon. If I found your question correctly,
Okay, so you
understood that.
like for cooking with the wooden spoons and different things like that?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool. Okay. What about one of your favorite songs?
Oh, I like Frank Sinatra very much.
Oh,
My Way. I believe it's like a song that you should sing when you're like 80s or 90s years old.
mhm.
But I like this. It's very deep one. Very much. I love Kenny G. I love like classical some
Okay.
songs and yeah.
Yes, I'm very familiar with Kenny G for sure, and
Uh-huh.
Frank Sinatra. Yes. What about one book that you feel like you can't live without?
Oh, there are hundreds of books I've read and thousands of books I've read for sure, and that changed my life for sure. It's no just one book, but
Okay.
I love classical books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I love uh, I love some books by my mentors Brian Tracy, Maximum Achievement, and Jack Canfield, The
Oh,
Success Principles.
okay.
Yeah, I'm also author of several books on this personal development and goal settings. So
Okay.
I would mention these books.
Okie dokie. Wow. The answers that you just gave, as far as you liking the spoon for wooden spoons for cooking, the book you like, the song
Oh,
you
I
like, what
see.
does
Yeah.
that mean that says about you as a person?
Yeah, thank you, Katina. Yeah, so
Sure.
I would say I'm like creative, open-minded person. I love to learn, I love to read, I love people, and I love to do something differently than than it's like it's usual for other people. So be creative, be open-minded, and be positive, and for life, for this journey experience.
Gotcha. Now, what would be one thing that you want to give the audience as far as some wisdom? One quick thing you want to tell
For
them.
sure. Katina, first of all, thank you very much for the invitation, for this great, deep conversation. I really enjoyed
You're welcome.
talking with you. I would say that we are here for the reason. And if you listen our podcast, if you see us, you have some great resources in yourself. You are here to inspire people to do something. If you are like team member, employee, or entrepreneur, or work as a housekeeper, you are valuable. Just
Amen.
decide exactly what you want and follow your dreams.
Amen. And could you real quick before we time out, can you let them know what your Facebook name is so they can reach you?
Yeah,
Or your
I'm Pavel Verbnyak, Pavelverbnyak. So Facebook, LinkedIn, I am really open to communicate in social media.
Okay.
Instagram as well, YouTube.
Okay. And I'll put that in the show links. Thank you so much.
There was a son. He was devoured by earth. There was a God. They call him the Father. And there was a means to make a valley with grace out of this hole that I've dug for me. He made a valley of grace where things would change, and maybe they'd take up the cross high again. The valley of grace was never the same after he had died. The love that refines. There's no sense in trying to do it on my own. He gave more than I could have known. He turned those valleys into places to learn, instead of burn and perish away. And nights never so cold without his grace. How could I say that I've seen the world from his great love? How could I know what he could love? How would I've seen what he had in store for me if I didn't give up and let him be my valley of grace, where things would change, and maybe they'd take up the cross high again. The valley of grace never after he had died. The love that refines. So much I wish I could give back, but I'm not intact to be sharing all of that. You took the price to give me that life, and now it's never gonna fade away. When I see I need more of him, he whispers the sweetest of mercies upon my ears, and I won't go back the way it was again, again, again. And now a valley of grace where things would change. I've seen the lights of valley of grace where things have changed. Oh, I've seen so much for me.